Star Report. I'm your host, Star. It is Tuesday evening. Welcome to the show. The title's a little crazy, I know, and we may change that, you know. Kanye West accused of blowing tranny tops in Wyoming. I have a source. You just can't say crazy shit without a source. Jeffree Star, world famous icon, beauty icon to be precise. He lives in Wyoming. He and Kanye West both lived in the Hills area. Jeffree Star still lives there on a 70-acre parcel of land. His home is only worth $1 million, but he, moved out there. Ye, aka Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, they were living out there. And, years ago, there was rumors about Jeffree Star and Kanye West, dating, if you will, smashing, I don't know, giving each other rim jobs. It's pretty outrageous. But recently, Jeffree Star went on X and he said, oh, fuck it. The rumors were true. So that's my source, Jeffree Star. Now, is he trolling? I don't know. For those who know Jeffree Star, he's an old tranny. He's about 41 or 40 years of age. More than likely, he's got a stretched out anus. We're going there tonight, but I have no proof with regards to the relationship. But since Ye has spoken about something with his cousin when they were both underage, which I really don't want to go too deep into, maybe Jeffree Star has said, fuck it, I might as well get some promo out of this, and here we are, okay? So that's my main show this evening. Other people who did chime in behind Jeffree Star's announcement. Oh, I like Azealia Banks. She said Kanye West and Virgil were lovers. R.I.P. to Virgil. You guys know who he was. She also said Elon Musk definitely got some head from Kanye on that ketamine. Wow. And then she said Amber hit him with the strap. And then she said Kim thought she could, but vomited on his back and started crying. And then Kris Kardashian yelled, cut. So this is where we are on a Tuesday evening. Welcome to the show, okay? All right, guys, showrunner, Sinners movie review. I watched it today at the suggestion of Dana with the data. Dana keeps me up on a lot of things, along with Florida Boy Jay. I watched this film. Salute to Dana. She's going to cam up shortly. Dana went to the theater to watch it. The 2025 period horror film, to be precise, written and co-produced and directed by Ryan Coogler. Coogler, set in 1932 in the Mississippi Delta, starring Michael B. Jordan. He plays two roles. Now, even though horror films are not really my thing, I enjoyed it. It was so nice to see a black film, if you will, that didn't focus on drug dealing, somebody trying to be a fucking rapper, So in that regard, I appreciated the film. There were some scenes where I hit the fast forward on the my laptop because I watched it on the free movie website. But overall, it was a good film. And I went and watched a couple of interviews with Ryan Coogler. Okay, he's from Oakland, California, and he, I think when he was 10 or 11, his family moved to the outskirts of Oakland. But he's an Oaktown guy for sure. And I watched an interview with him talking about the inspiration for this film, one of his uncles. Dana has a lot more detailed information, but so far, the box office this past weekend, $71 million. The budget was $90 to $100 million. So this film is doing pretty good, and it's getting some good reviews. I would say out of a 10, I give it a 6, a strong 6. Can you call in? Do you want to cam up and tell me I missed something? Oh, and there was a high yellow actress. I don't know her name. Dana has all the detail. Oh, she played her role to the T. There was a woman named, her name wasn't Big Shirley, but she had some, she looked like a Big Shirley. And at one point she threw pickled garlic in the face of one of the vampires. It's about vampires, in case I didn't specify. And there were a lot of metaphors, if you ask me, a lot of hidden gems. Ooh. So for those of you who saw this, if you want to cam up, shoot me an email, Let's have a discussion. It reminded me of the horror film Us. Remember Us? Good evening, troll babies. Anybody see Us? I appreciate, and I hate to say black, urban horror films, more so than, the stuff that I grew up on. Wes Craven. What was the guy's name who did Pet Sematary? Anybody remember? I've seen all that stuff, and it, some of it, was interesting, but it's not my favorite genre. As you know, I'm a science fiction guy, okay? Anyway, phone lines open right now. Kanye West accused of bobbing for apples with Jeffree Star in Wyoming, blowing the bagpipes in B flat, smoking poles, hiding the salami. Where do you want to go? Troll babies, where do you want to go? Oh, yes, Stephen King. Thank you, Deeds. Yes, I've seen multiple Stephen King films. And again, I'm not mystified, so it doesn't move me like that. It doesn't scare me, but thank you for your donation early, guys. Hey, love. She says, hey, boss hog and troll babies. Thank you. Good to see you. Lame Dash, Tony Busby versus black men. That's a whole fact. We will talk about Shannon Sharpe. We will talk about that, I think he's being set up. Let me put this on the screen. Salute to Project Aries. I think Shannon Sharpe. But hey, at the same time, when you are, intertwined with these younger females, you have to assume they're recording you. You have to assume that whatever text message you send, they're saving. I don't talk to any female who I think she's not recording me. I record people as well, but, for legal reasons. But yeah, so Shannon Sharpe, supposedly he made an offer of $10 million, but this thing has really just gone through the goddamn roof. I may or may not play his video. He made a video addressing things. And, it is what it is, okay? All right, let's get down to business here. Kanye West accused of blowing tranny tops in Wyoming. Guys, has Ye responded to Jeffree Star? Has he said, no, I was not packing the old tranny nigga out? Has he responded before I do too much? Sipping Heineken tonight. Easy Money Sniper, got your donation. As much as I dislike Amber Rose. Sir, I love Amber Rose. I've never met her, but I like her whole vibe, And I know she's got the slut walk thing, but I like Amber Rose. Easy Money Sniper says, as much as I dislike Amber Rose, I think she was hinting. Let me blow this up. Hold on. Pause. That was crazy. Let me enlarge this. I think she was hinting at something when she tweeted Kanye liked fingers in his, oh, yeah. Okay. Back in 2016. Okay. Thank you for your focus to the bullshit. Yes, guys, we're focused on the bullshit. You guys, who bring me these stories. Thank you so much. Throughout the day, you send me things. I appreciate this. And this one, I could not avoid. I didn't want to talk about, Ye. And again, the song Cousins. I think his cousin is doing life in the penitentiary. Yes, no. Supposedly, he's got a cousin who killed a pregnant female. And then Kanye West says he somewhat sort of feels guilty because they used to watch porn together. And he said he was, I'm just going to say going down on his cousin. But again, there's nothing funny about that. If it is true, anything involving a minor, you guys know I have broken stories. So with regards to anything of that nature, let's be very, very sensitive, okay? All right, let me bring Dana with the data in. I see her in the back, okay? Pow, there you go, Dana with the data.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you and I can see you. You look great, girl.
Okay, so I was gonna put my cowboy hat on because, honey,
yeah, I was looking for that.
It's 7 days, a countdown, 7 days to the
7 days to
Cowboy Carter Chitlin Circuit tour.
Okay, Beyonce.
Yes, Beyonce. Yes.
Where's your plaque I gave you? Why isn't that the plaque behind
right
you?
here, but I gotta bring it down.
Okay,
it's hanging on the wall right here, but I have to bring it down. I have to position it.
Okay. All right. Well, good to see you. You put me up on the movie Sinners early this morning, and then a couple of people after I did the research. Then I got a couple of emails. The 2025 action-packed period horror film You loved it. You said you went to the theaters. Where do you want to start? Please take it away, Dana.
So I like to go to the movie theaters by myself
So do I.
early in the afternoon, because it's little to no one there, and so I loved it. And this is a movie that I could continue to watch throughout my life. Right? It's to me, it's a classic, and I like vampire stuff as well. Um,
Okay.
and I love history, and I love Black culture and Black history and American history. So it's all these things wrapped up in one. And I wrote down a whole bunch of notes.
Can you bring your camera down a little bit so you can be on the same level as me? There you go. There you go. Thank you so much. Okay, good. You were saying?
Yeah. I can actually lower my table too. So, okay. So I said I wrote down a whole bunch of notes, not in any
Come on.
particular order, but the characters in this movie, representing different sides of the Black experience, because this was settings in 1932, 67 years out of slavery in the Mississippi Delta. And so it's these little things that Ryan Coogler inserted into this movie and just intertwined, but he didn't make it about that. So you talk about the Asian businesses as a big history of Chinese or just Asians having business in the Black community because Black people didn't have the money or couldn't get the loans to open up their own businesses, and Asians were willing to service them. But this started right after slavery. So that wasn't new in the 1930s. So it's a history there. So we would talk about the Black migration, the Black church, sharecropping, prohibition, the healing medicine, the hoodoo, the disenfranchisement. All of this he was able to put in this movie and not make it be specifically about that. It was just like he took you back into a day in the life in 1932 in the Mississippi Delta.
If I can jump in. So this is getting good reviews, and it takes a little while before the vampire activity really kicks off. So I was waiting for some action kind of early, but then again, I guess that was the build up, the character build up. Anybody else want to call in, cam up, email me to talk about this film? And also, we are going to focus on the bullshit, Kanye West and Jeffree Star. So it took a while for this film to pick up the action. I think for me, I was caught off guard when they were in the juke joint, right? And the camera was doing that whole, whatever they call that shot, I forget. And then you saw a young Black woman twerking. Then you saw a DJ. So I said, "Whoa!" And then you saw a guy with a V-shaped electric guitar. I said, "What?" But it was explained that it was nice,
right? It was, and no, that's not my fit because I already listened to the soundtrack. I already downloaded the soundtrack and everything. So that particular song, when Sammy was singing and playing, it just took you, okay, when we talk about the blues, and a lot of us are not familiar with the history of the blues, but it inserted the creation of the blues when you talk about the music coming out of Africa, and then how the blues transcended into rock, into hip hop. I didn't understand when they had the geisha Chinese person dancing, but maybe because it was the Asian characters, because historically that's not incorporated with the blues. So again, it takes you through.
Well, listen, if I can speculate, sorry to cut you off. Asians don't get enough credit for, as you just pointed out, in America, going into the hoods, servicing Black folk, intertwining, making babies. Hell, I've even said, what did I say, troll babies? Asians are responsible for creating dance hall. Right. Not just assisting Jamaicans, creating it. So I just want to point that out. So I don't know the whole geisha, what he was trying to say, the director, but that scene for me, again, with the DJ, because again, this was in 1932, the DJ, the guy with the electric guitar, that was a nice little, whatever you call that. I just want to
rendition or tribute to the creation of the blues and how it came out. Let's just say came out of Africa into the South, and then what we have today in modern hip hop era. So it was like a genre of music, right?
Does he do that from time to time in his films? I know he directed Black Panther and Wakanda.
Yeah, which
Is that one? Let me look in the live chat. Troll Babies, is that one of his signature things to like mesh the old with the new? I know he had the Puerto Ricans swimming underwater in Wakanda. I'm being stupid. I'm sorry. Again, Dan, I'm sorry.
He is known for having very good soundtracks. He's known for the music. And so when we look at the Black Panther, you look at the soundtrack and the music. You know, when you had the Kendrick Lamar and SZA, I think that popular song came out of Black Panther. Even going back to Creed, because he directed all of the Creed movies. So he's big on soundtracks. That is something that's actually been missing in movies, when you had the movie and the soundtrack. You know, because a lot of times the soundtrack, when we think of Purple Rain and Prince, a lot of times the soundtrack is what makes the movie. So I think that's what he was incorporating with this movie, and I think he did a good job. So, but I thought that scene was just a little bit too much.
Someone says the characters Coogler created are from books written by August Wilson. I didn't do the real research on this particular film. I watched it. I mean, again, I wasn't mad at it. It was okay. What did I say? 6 out of 10? Maybe a 7. What'd you give it out of 10, Dana?
I give it a 9.5.
Really?
Yes. First of all, I was entertained, because it is a movie and it's about entertainment. Again, I'm going to watch it again, because at first I'm like, maybe I should take out my cell phone and jot down notes. And I'm like, no, I come to the movies to enjoy it. When I watch it a second time, I'll take down notes. So it made me think. And first of all, I love Michael B. Johnson because he's fine. The actors, when you talk about Delroy Lindo, I think I'm saying his name right.
Delroy.
You had a lot of young new actors who are hella talented. So I gave it a 9.5 because it just had everything. It had everything in a movie. It had entertainment, it had action, it had horror, it had historical figures, and it was centered around Black culture, Black Americans. FBA.
Is there anybody who wants to call in and trash this film? Was it too black for some people? You know, the whole juke joint, and I did like the fact that they what was the woman's name? You should know her name. She's like the Big Shirley. Michael B. Jordan was giving her back shots. What was her name, Dana?
His baby mama. So she played Annie. Her name in real life, I can't pronounce it. Is
Annie? You said
Annie was her character name. Annie.
Okay.
Her real name.
Wunmi.
Yeah, Wunmi Mosaku. Okay. She's Nigerian descent, but she also played in Lovecraft Country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now she was doing the Voodoo. Did you catch that?
Yes. So I'm calling it healing medicine because it wasn't evil.
Voodoo. It's voodoo.
It could also be hoodoo. I think that's a thing.
Bones and shit. That's voodoo.
So yes, but that's part of Black American culture. It is, and that's why I love the way he directed, wrote the movie. He was one of the producers, Ryan Coogler. So everything about this movie, the juke joint itself, when you look at Black men, the twins, Stack and Smoke, you know, there were soldiers coming out of World War I. The juke joint itself symbolized actually a slaughterhouse, you know, in every sense of the way. So, and then you had this overall aspect when you talk about the vampires, like the devil versus God, good versus evil.
Stop right there. Right there, because I want to ask a question that I asked months ago about, is voodoo, what did I say? Is voodoo the black man's true religion? 1051 fam, I got your donation. He says, salute, Star. Can you get Kanye's cousin to cam up? Does anybody know if Kanye West's cousin co-signs what Kanye West said? Troll babies. Or where is he in the penitentiary? Is there a chance that Ye is capping? Is he just trolling? Anybody want to chime in on that? Alex, I got your donation. Don't listen to Star. His Italian side is coming out, folks. The film is great. Hashtag pay attention. Call in, Alex. You could be right. Let me put that on the screen to some degree. I mean, I don't feel, comfortable at a lot of like black settings.
You said you gave it a 6. You really gave it a 6?
What's that?
You said you gave it a 6.
I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. Hold on a second. Somebody's tapping in. Maybe a code 202. Hey, good evening. We're talking about a few topics. Kanye West accused of blowing tranny tops. Can we start there? Area code 202.
Yo, Star, it's me.
Me who, sir?
It's Aaron.
Oh, hey, what's up, man? I don't have your number locked in here on the queue. Good to hear from you. What do you want to start? Aaron.
Yeah, the movie, man. The movie was a 15 out of 10 for me.
Really?
I feel you about the black settings. Yeah, I feel you about the black settings, but it was really good. Sorry.
So you watched it this weekend? You went to the theater, or you watched it online like me, the free movie website?
Nah, man, what's wild about it is I had to go to the whitest area of town to go see it because I didn't want to be, you know how it is, right? And I'm actually about to move.
Okay.
And I'm planning my move on what had the most empty theater.
Okay.
And the place that I found that had the most empty theater, that's the area that I want to move, because the movie was like sold out everywhere. But to be honest with you, a lot of black projects recently have been gassed.
Okay.
Like a lot of the Key and Peele stuff, it's all gassed. Black Panther just gassed. All of these, The Woman King just gassed. Mm-hmm. All of this stuff has just been gassed. But this is one of the best. This is a very good movie. I don't like Ryan Coogler at all, but this is a very good movie to me.
Whoa. Aaron, for those who don't know, you are a frequent caller. You're in the Kansas City area. This is Ryan Coogler's brainchild, if you will, inspired by his uncle, and someone else said some books, which I don't know that to be true, but okay. So why do you not like him, but you love the film? This is an extension of him. Yes, no, Dana?
Yes. So the reason why I don't like him is because I felt like I never saw his true directing, right? Because I feel like he was given a care package. When you're given Creed, which is a part of the Rocky franchise, okay, and then you're given Black Panther, which is a part of the Marvel franchise, it's very hard to mess that up. But he did mess up the sequels to his original movies. So the first Black Panther was good.
Okay. And
then he messed the second one up. And also, he is like very reliant on Michael B. Jordan. But with that being said, this movie was just good from the start. I knew from like the first 5 minutes of the movie, I was like, oh yeah, this is very good.
Okay.
From the symbolism of the church in the South, that's going to like get me every time. Mm. And then the different personalities of the people if you have a family that's black, you see people that remind you of your like in here, like the guy, the two twins were completely different. One of them was a sweet talker that liked light women or an octoroon woman. Mm-hmm. And the other was like all about muscle. The guy that was the bouncer, the guy that was playing the harmonica, Delroy Lindo, it just, you can see I don't know. I felt like it was very good. And the one part I did not like was the part that tried to attribute blues to Africa. Like, I didn't like that. That was the only, outside of that, I have really no complaint.
Can I jump in? This is nice to hear from you. This shows your depth, if you will. Pause. Because, I don't want people thinking that when you call in, you're just a one-sided guy. You're a very young man. Some have accused you of being a white man with a tan, right? To be fair. But you are giving this film a lot of prompts. Dana, jump in here, if you will. This is Aaron. He's appreciating most things about the project. Dana, and you want to champion anything he's saying? Or?
Well, I want to say thank you to Love. Thank you so much for that lovely compliment.
Oh, the donation. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I love that act because you cannot talk about the South without the Black church. That's always the centerpiece in the Black community.
This was Voodoo, Dana. This was not the Black church. It was
Yes,
Voodoo.
it was the Black. It was started off with the Black church and ended with the Black church.
Oh, we're forgetting to acknowledge Saul Williams. You know, that was Saul, the preacher, right?
Okay. Because when I looked at the cast, I'm like, well, who did this man play?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So he said, if you remember, he said the son said, I'm going to the juke joint. He said, listen, if you keep dancing with the devil,
Sammy.
Sammy.
Hey, Sammy. Hey,
leave him alone. He's a 20 years old upcoming actor from Brooklyn. He's talented. And that was him singing. So his dad, who was a preacher, said, son, if you keep dancing with the devil, you're going to end up walking him home with you. And that's
Mr. Saul Williams, for those who don't know, American singer, songwriter, musician, poet. That was the preacher. I want to point that out because that made me say, oh, okay, this might be a great project. I'm sorry, Danica, you were saying?
Yeah. So he said, if you keep dancing with the devil, you're going to end up walking the devil home with you. And right. He did. And at the very end, I guess we're doing spoiler alerts. At the very end, he could not let the guitar go. He basically chose the devil. And this goes back to the famous, and this is what I mean about Ryan Coogler, which makes this movie so great. He took stuff like pieces from different places and different times. What's his name? Robert. He's a famous blues musician, and it's the story of.
Where you had notes, girl? I told you to have notes.
I know. Before. Oh, I did write it down. Did I?
Let me go back to Aaron for a second because we're getting some calls coming in. Aaron, you loved the film. You're not a Ryan Coogler, pardon me, fan or supporter, but you loved the film. Back to you, Aaron.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, it's. I have family in the Delta.
Okay.
So I, as a kid, I went on a family reunion. I went to a family reunion there. And yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know. I mean, it really like it cut through. It. I felt like I was back in the 90s. Like I felt like we're finally getting good movies that are Black, that are not trying to win white awards. We're going to get Meteor Man instead of Black Panther, right? Meteor Man, like, and those were people that were just making movies, not looking for acceptance from other people, right? Like, that's why I always say Meteor Man is better than Black Panther or anything. You know what I mean? It's just like, this movie to me was kind of pure in a sense. Like I said, the only things I did not like the connection to Africa stuff. I don't remember. Michael B. Jordan does not look like an African. I'm sorry.
Well,
like I don't like so.
Hang on. Now, okay, so you've already stated that you don't care for Ryan Coogler. Are you not a Michael B. Jordan supporter?
No, I'm a Michael B. Jordan supporter 100%. But I'm just saying the connection to Africa that they try to do in the movie just upset me a little bit. But outside of that, I'm fine with everything else.
Can I just?
And I think I got the bigger message.
Can I just say this? You know, I look forward to more projects between these two, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, and don't hate on their. What did you say? He relies too much on Michael B. Jordan. Is that what you said?
Yeah, he's carrying him a little bit.
Well, you know, Martin Scorsese has been linked to some of Robert De Niro's biggest films. So, you know, people have said that about him as well. But, you know, sometimes two minds can give us great projects. Who else? Dana, Spike Lee and Denzel Washington, Wesley Snipes. Sometimes there's a real understanding and a connection between the director and the lead artist, lead actor. Pardon me. I just want to say that. But Dana, let Aaron finish up. Aaron, and do you want to address Kanye West accused of blowing tranny tops or no, Aaron?
Not surprised at all, right? Not surprised at all. But I wanted to, if I could, just go to like my last point on the movie, just really quick.
Sure. Good.
So what I think that the vampires represented, right? There was a reason why the vampires were Irish, right? And the reason why is because the Irish were what defeated the South in the Civil War. Right. And what the vampires to me represented were white liberals. And they represented, you know, his new world order of no race, of no class, but we'll all just be vampires, right?
Okay.
And this world without racism type of thing, right? And instead of Michael B. Jordan, instead of Smoke, or I think it was Smoke, instead of him joining the vampires, because remember, he's like, we're going to take the KKK out. He just took them out himself. He didn't join them, and he just was like, no, I'll just go ahead and handle this myself. And he died handling it himself versus relying on, white liberals or whatnot. And that's why I think that the guy was Irish, because, the Civil War, 1 in 4 of the Northern soldiers were Irish. And so, so I don't know. That's just the symbolism I got behind it.
Okay.
But I may go see it again, to be honest
whoa,
with you, man.
whoa. This is a breakthrough. You got your black on, Aaron. This is a goddamn.
I mean, it was a good movie. I can't lie. It's a great movie, man.
Oh my goodness.
Great art is undeniable.
Troll babies. Aaron, who has given people smoke on this goddamn show and who gives great perspectives, got his black on. Holy smokes. Rob Lowe says, come on home, Aaron. It's all right. Come on home, brother. It's on the screen. Aaron, I appreciate you, man. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, good to talk to you too.
Yes, okay.
I guess I'll bet y'all move on with the other callers, but I loved it.
Yes, stick around, man. We may need you to call back. Salute.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Damn, Aaron got his black on. Lord Stryker says, Dana, did you say Michael B. Jefferson? Or was he just playing around?
He's playing around, honey, because I'm not going to mess that name up.
Lord Stryker got your donation. Thank you, sir. The Most High, good to see you, sir. He says, peace. Does she mean Robert Johnson? Crossroads and his
Yes, that's what I wrote down here. It's
come on,
my handwriting is a little sloppy, but Sammy couldn't put the guitar down, sold his soul to the devil to play the guitar, i.e. Robert Johnson. That was the story. Some people saying it was folklore, but he was saying it was real. He sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads in the Mississippi Delta. Robert Johnson, yes, famous blues singer.
What else do you want to mention? I don't want to hold you up. Oh, and don't forget to promote your platform because you're doing a show Thursday.
Okay.
What's that?
I said, honey, I wanted to stay a little longer, but okay.
Oh, well, stick around. And I'm not saying you have to rush. No, I want you to stick around as much time as you want. You're doing your show when? Is it Thursday or tomorrow on Are Black People Racist Enough?
Okay, so subscribe to The Real Dana on YouTube. I do Dana with the Data Wednesdays, and me and Judge Joe Brown do the show together on Mondays. On X, follow me on X at The Real Dana 7, because I host the X Space Thursdays and Sundays. So this Thursday, yes, the topic is going to be are Black people racist enough? So that's how we get down on X. X can be kind of toxic. You got to have thick skin, and it evolves into a lot of different things, but that's the overall title. You got it lit on X. You do 5 and 6 hour shows. People do spaces, but correct me if I said something wrong. People do spaces about you. Yes. Yeah. And he did a 12-hour space. Damn. The Real Dana. This was last year in November or October, because they got mad that I said something on another space. And then recently they was mad at the judge and mad at me because I let people come up of all walks of life and I let them speak. And they had started a poll. Are you going to continue to support Dana content? And I voted yes for myself. So yes, and they're majority, exactly, but they're majority Black people who are mad at me. It's the Blacks. Stay with me, Dana. Lakers, I got your donation star. You took down Shannon Sharpe the same day you exposed him. He got the lawsuit for I had nothing to do with the lawsuit. That's Tony Busby, and I didn't take him down. Pause. We played that clip that Boris sent me. Boris recorded Nightcap. So that clip, of him saying what he said about dating young. Oh, salute to Tasha K. Called me 1 o'clock in the morning. What you doing, big nigga? What'd you do? She then took the clip and played it on her platform. Pardon me. Thank you for your donation, Lakers. David D. Cordova. David, do you want to cam up? Did you see the movie that we're talking about?
David, did you see Sinners? Okay, David sent it a donation. Let me go back to the phone lines here. Area code 909. Hey there, good evening. We're talking about a few topics. Are you up to speed? 909. It's Tuesday.
Hey, Star, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm alive, sir. Niggas are dying. Niggas are getting accused of blowing tranny tops, sir. But here I am.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, Kanye was accused of liking fingers in his booty hole. So, I mean, I guess the truth is finally fully unraveling right now. But that's just what that is. But I did want to talk to you about the movie, though.
You saw it? You saw it?
Yes, absolutely. I saw it this weekend, and I'm actually about to go see it. I'm in California right now.
Okay.
So at 7:45 Pacific time, I'm about to see it again.
Whoa.
With another friend of mine, with another lady friend of mine.
Okay.
I have the AMC pass, the A-lister pass or whatever. So, you see a certain amount of movies per week for free. But I did want to just chime in and say that no, you were right. I thought the same way about how they intertwine the other genres of the
I liked it.
during that montage.
I liked it.
I was a little confused, but I get it because it was talking about how like blues would influence different genres throughout history and time. I believe that's basically what they were going for that. I pretty much understand that part as well.
If I can jump in, is that one of his signature, ways of filming? I mean, different directors have, signature things that they do by way of cinematography, all the greats have something that they do going back to Alfred Hitchcock. He invented different ways. Spike Lee with that whole walking thing. I forget what you call that.
Right.
So do you know if that's a signature thing, and whatever it's called, where you got the camera going around, is that a signature scene? Or
you know what? Now that you mention it, I do kind of. I don't know if I'm just trying to draw my own conclusions here, but now that you mention it, I do believe that he did something similar in Black Panther.
Okay.
When it was when the Black Panther was about to have his first fight with I forgot the other guy, not Killmonger, but when he was about to fight for the throne the first time, and it panned out and showed the different tribes in Wakanda.
Yes.
So hopefully I'm not drawing my own conclusion, but that it does. Now that you mention that, it does kind of ring a bell.
Okay.
And then also I got to disagree with the other caller. It's not about leaning on Michael B. Jordan. This is like Shaq and Kobe right here. You know what I mean? Like this is like a tag team kind of thing. Just like you said, Martin Scorsese do it with Robert De Niro. You got Quentin Tarantino with Samuel L. Jackson. So there are those that they have their team or their go-to people that they utilize for the films, because you get the best results out of that, best performance out of them. So it always creates great films. How many times have we seen Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro deliver an amazing movie?
And
it's happened pretty often.
Scorsese also works with what's the younger guy's name? Oh my God, he was
Leonardo DiCaprio.
What's that?
Leonardo.
Joe Pesci.
Well, he used to do a lot of stuff with Joe Pesci. Who'd you say, Dana?
Yeah. Leonardo.
Yes. Go ahead. Sir.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right, absolutely, and then they also Quentin Tarantino with Leonardo DiCaprio, obviously with Django, and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But also, I did want to mention that the Irish was involved. Now, remember, the main vampire, he was Irish, and he wanted Sammy because from what I gathered that it was all about the music and his voice, and he wanted to kind of go back to his roots, and because there's no telling how old he actually is, and when you actually think about it, he could go back to the date of where the British colonized Ireland, and then basically wiped out their colonized them, did whatever, enslaved them, whatever it is you want to, indentured servitude, whatever, but like kind of basically erased the history of what he used to remember it as being. So I think that's what.
If I can jump in, and again, if I say something wrong, correct me. I have no problem with being corrected. There was a scene when they were standing in the doorway of the juke joint, and the Irish vampires showed up, 3 of them, and they wanted to come in.
Yeah.
And in a very nice, subtle way, Michael B. Jordan explained to them, no, going up the road. I'm just paraphrasing. I like that. You know, not to be hateful, but, you know, it's nice to see, and for other people to see that, you know, everybody in the South wasn't just so willing to just let white folk come in and be a part of the Black experience. Did you see that? You know?
They wasn't invited to the barbecue.
Right. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Which is awesome. And it also plays on that trope of vampire lore that in order for them to come inside your house, you have to invite them. But of course, you got these weird, creepy, hillbilly-looking white people that are just popping up. Now, another thing that I would like to mention that guy was Irish. I'm not sure about the other 2. I believe the other 2, I guess it was a guy and a woman. They were a part of Klan country. They were part of the Klan. So you remember the Choctaw Indians was chasing that Irish dude, and then he went into the house. And then they had asked, like, did somebody come into the house? And then the lady, I believe it was the lady, was like, oh, no, nobody's here. And the dude was like, all right, peace out. And then they just left. Like, they was chasing a vampire, and then they dipped out. And it's like, and it seemed like they were like, well, you're going to have to, it seemed like you're lying and you're protecting him on some whiteness type of thing. Well, and we're in Klan country.
If I can jump in for a second, sir, because I'm getting backed up on coals here. You saw the film,
absolutely.
You saw the film Us, directed by Jordan Peele. Is it Peele? What is his name?
Oh yeah, Jordan Peele, one of my top horror films. I have to say, my top.
I liked Us better than this. How about you?
Oh, come on.
Us is that's a tough one.
If you disagree, just say no, Star. Just say no, Star. No,
Star.
No. I'm Us in my top 3. Us was amazing, and then it said a lot about the have-nots, the have and have-nots. Obviously, you got the tethers. That's where that whole thing came from. So that created a FBA revolution right there. But no, Us was amazing. I thought Us was. There's a lot of hidden Easter eggs in Us.
Okay.
I thought it was a phenomenal movie.
All right. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Have a good one.
Okay. Dana, with the data, you want to jump in, or do we just take another call?
Being that you said when the white people came up to the door wanting to come in, it's so listen. So
Irish, they're assimilated to being white. Don't just give the Irish credit like that. White boy Rory might be listening and whatnot.
Well, they got the privileges of the whiteness by 1932. Right. Yes, they did. But the subliminal message being the vampires, i.e., white devils. You don't let them in your home. You're talking about the Mississippi Delta. Can I read something real quick from the Hollywood Reporter talking about Remix? Come on. So it says Remix desire for belonging and community has ties to the past and the present. His message of community and fellowship doesn't sound so far off from what Smoke and Stacks are promising within the juke joint, but it is corrupted by Remix's insistence on creating a single culture, absorbing the uniqueness of Black American and Chinese American experience until it is indistinguishable. I said it right, from white culture. So when we look at today, Black people make all this music, hip hop, blues, R&B, but we don't own it. And you see other people culturally appropriating our stuff and profiting off it. And there's no ownership there. So that played a part in his messaging as well.
Do you really think that Ryan Coogler, director, and he wrote this, to be clear, and co-produced it. Do you think that he was trying to, send subliminal messages, or was he just putting out a good film? I mean, a lot of times people take something and create their own narrative, and that's fine. But do you think he was trying to say something?
Yes.
With this project?
Yeah. Stand up, Black man. Stand up for yourself. Be independent. Be entrepreneurs. love your family and community. And then also because of the setting, I think Black people enjoy the fact that Michael B. Jordan. Yes, Michael B. Jordan. At the end, when he was shooting up everybody, it's like a piece of payback to see that on the big screen. So yes, it was subliminal and it was direct in your face.
Okay. Area code 619. Thank you for stopping by. Please watch the language. Are you ready? 619.
Yeah, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you? Good evening.
I'm good. How about you?
I'm alive, sir. Dana, you can read the screen while I'm bringing this guy, bringing his call in. Sir, okay, you have the floor. 619.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly talk about Kanye.
Okay.
So, he's coming out or whatever. He's been outed. He's gay. That's fine. People are gay. But I think that his wealth is tied to his brand.
Okay.
So, like the more polarizing things that he says, or whatever he does, it's tied to his brand. And I think he's a pretty smart guy, whether he's gay or not. I just paid $500 for a pair of Yeezys.
Nice. Yeah, I think you're right. We don't care if he is or he isn't gay. I think the concern, correct me if I'm wrong, is that he may have done something with his cousin who may have been underage. Do you know what at what age he supposedly did these things to his cousin who's in the penitentiary?
So I don't know, but from what I read or what I saw,
okay,
it appeared they were both underage.
Okay.
So, but I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So it doesn't bother you one way or the other. You still support him. And as you said, his brand, you just paid for some Yeezys. Do you have a favorite Kanye West album? Is the music still meaningful to you?
Yeah, I like The Life of Pablo.
Okay.
That was dope.
Okay.
College
Dropout was
and
fire. College Dropout was fire.
That was dope.
It's fire.
Yeah, but like I think The Life of Pablo was dope to me is because it was different. It just seemed different. But anyway, I don't know that I like support him. I take what he says at like a grain of salt because his wealth is tied to his brand. I think a majority of his wealth is tied to his brand. So he has to keep his brand relevant.
He could be trolling. Maybe he did nothing with his cousin. I listened to the track. I thought it was trash. Did you hear the track, Cousins?
Nah, man. Like I let Kanye breathe. I don't listen to. I'll wait. I'll wait. He wild, man. He wild for that though. He wild.
How old are you?
I don't know if that's true. He might be trolling.
How old are you?
I'm fit. I'm 49.
49. Correct me if I'm wrong. I try and pay attention to this stuff so that when I, do the show, I can be informed. The track Cousins sounds like a ripoff of Playboi Carti's music.
I hadn't heard it. I told you I let it breathe first.
Okay.
I'll listen to it, but I hadn't heard it yet.
Okay. Any comments with regards to Ye being accused of blowing tranny tops in Wyoming, sir?
No, niggas is gay. It's 2025, man. Niggas is gay. Niggas is gay.
Niggas is gay. I appreciate the call, man. Salute.
Yeah.
And comfortable in their skin with it. Yeah.
What'd you say, Dana?
And comfortable in their skin with it. They're comfortable with it.
Troll babies, is there anybody that can check Ye? Is he still on X or was he banned?
No.
Anybody check to see if Ye has responded to Jeffree Star? You familiar with Jeffree Star, Dana?
I'm familiar, yeah, but I don't follow him or nothing like that. But I am familiar with him. But
he's an old pole smoker. He had a controversy back in what year was that? I think it may have been 2020 or 2019. He was accused of racism due to a derogatory remark about minorities. He later apologized.
Well, he
did a satire skit between himself and some other drag queen, and which Jeffree Star said he wants to throw battery acid on a black woman's face to lighten her skin, so it will match her foundation. Just add that to the mix. Area code 516. Good evening. We're talking about a few topics. Are you there? 516. Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah, stars and lightning.
So you got to come to the phone. We can't do that. We cannot do that.
Okay. Oh, no problem. No problem. I got you. Hold on a second, please. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. How are you? Good evening. Good evening.
How's it going? It's the light, Mr. Phillips. What's up, Dana? How are you?
Hi.
Where do you want to start, sir? Good evening.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about Kanye and the movie Sinners.
Okay, you have the floor. Go ahead.
First of all, I didn't like Sinners at all. I saw it twice. I got to give it a second chance to see if I may have missed something, but no. I walked out on it the second time, man.
Are you Hispanic, sir? You Hispanic?
Not at all. Okay. Black man to the fullest.
Come on. Tell us about it.
Well, I had to ask myself, what's more important? A vampire getting killed or the Ku Klux Klan? What would I be more concerned with? Now, technically, if you look at it, to me, the vampire defines white supremacy, and the Ku Klux Klan is the byproduct of that.
Okay.
So for me to see the Klan die at the end, it kind of was like a downer for me. I didn't feel like it was a big deal at all, because as far as I'm concerned, the Klan is nothing today.
Okay.
So that was the one thing I didn't like. And then the incorporation of kabuki and the geisha stuff into Black American history. What real importance did it have? So watching that scene, it really just threw me off. It was too much going on, too many moving parts. So I was sort of thrown by the whole idea what he was going with the direction of the movie.
Can I jump in for a second?
Absolutely. Chinese
people play a role in Black history. They most certainly do. And things may have gotten out of hand, if you will, in the New York tri-state area and probably across the nation in terms of Chinese restaurants getting a bad rap and supposedly selling cats and so on and so forth. When I was coming up, man, Black people loved Chinese culture and Bruce Lee. Hang on, sir. If I can just say this, we used to flock to the movies, go into Times Square, buy Chinese clothing, slippers. They do play a role, man, in terms of Black culture. And you do know that in the South, with regards to serving Black people, there's a lot of places that didn't want to serve Black people. So that's what that story, help me out, Dana, represented in that movie in Memphis, and the relationship that they did have.
Yes,
they do play a significant role, if you ask me. Go ahead.
So let me ask you a question. You tell me at what point did their music have anything to do with our musical culture?
I didn't specify music. I said Black history.
But that's my point. Okay. That's my point. If you watch the movie at that particular moment, if you're trying to incorporate the culture of the Asian culture into Black American culture, there's no remnants of it today. Now, if you're talking about the 60s, 70s with karate, I understand that. Okay. But we're talking about it at a time where none of that existed. So that's what I'm relating it to. Okay. You understand? So when I saw all of that, it's like, why even put that into the story? Now, if you want to talk about the river dancing with the Irish and that possibly coming from tap dance, all that stuff like that, or vice versa, I dig that. But like, it was just too many moving parts with that. What I'm so tired of, really, Star, is the fact that every time we have to show our history, we have to always associate other people into the history that we created. This is American, Black American culture.
Okay.
You understand? And as much as you might want to say that there's a whole bunch of other people involved, but it's never about what we've done. So I wanted to see more of that. And it seemed like every time we try to do that, we always seem to have somebody else involved.
If we can let Dana respond, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't see, the Chinese people in that film, unless I missed it because I fell asleep at 2 points, playing music or even singing. Dana, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. So I definitely want to push back when he said I didn't see a lot of Black culture in the movie, and that's the whole movie was about Black American and the culture of 1932 in the South. So I get it for that particular quick scene, but at the same time, he did have Asian characters, which is a historical fact that Asian people served Black people during that time, really right after slavery. So that's nothing new. So maybe that's why he paid homage to their culture. The river dance was not popular or even in the United States, even though the Irish people was here, sort of say. That's not American culture, but they still incorporated Remit's traditions from his background. So, and also let me just say this last thing. That's why I give it a 9.5 and not a 10, because I'm like, okay, it was just a little too much of a collage. However, I appreciate that and prefer that over any gayness, which was not in this movie.
Great point. You know what? Based upon that, Dana, I'm going to say a strong 7, possibly an 8.
You want to do an 8?
I just came up from a 6 to a strong. Sir, back to you. I want you to speak freely, sir. You have the floor. Go ahead.
Right, no problem. So what I'm saying is that I said there was Black culture, but what I'm saying is that every time we seem to want to express the Black culture that we've had, we always have to have someone else incorporated in what we've done, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying that I like the idea of us, this American culture is Black culture. Okay. Every time we decided we want to express that, we always have to associate somebody else in what we've done. We created what's going on in America today. So I wanted to see just that, and having to see the fact that they involved Asian culture, right? I'm not saying it wasn't around, but there's no remnants of kabuki or geisha influence in our music and culture at all in that particular time. But if that was the case, you would see it today. That's one.
I'm not sure what he was trying to say with that particular scene, but let me ask you.
Right, but that's go ahead.
If I can ask you a question. Was there metaphors there that you want to point out? Do you think he was trying to say the Irish were like vampires back in the days, sucking?
No, what I saw.
Hang on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think he was trying to say that Irish were like vampires sucking from Black culture, and then they flipped on Black people and then assimilated to being of the white ideal. I'm just asking. I don't know.
No. I'm not saying that as much as I'd say that there was a camaraderie between Irish and Black, and then when Irish people became considered white, there might have been a separation and a distance from us at that particular point. But what I was saying with the river dancing, that they were at some point they were saying that cab dancing came from river dancing. Now, I don't know how accurate that is, but I did hear that in my studies when I was younger. So I understood the river dancing being associated with what was going on in Black history at a particular time. Okay. But it's like it was too many moving parts for me, and trying to understand what he was trying to do with it was the problem I had with that, especially with that scene with all the different genres of music. I was like trying to understand what he was trying to say. But I honestly felt like he was won over by Hollywood by making this a whole cultural thing, as opposed to really sticking to what he's known for doing and making like these Black kind of movies where you get a better understanding of who you are in this country in America as a Black person. So that's why I felt like, it was too much going on. Like, I want to see the Blackness. It's too many times we see people.
Is Ryan Coogler a sellout, sir? Is he a sellout?
That's what I felt like. Honestly, that's why I didn't like the movie. I felt like it was a sellout version.
So can Dana respond, and then we'll let you land your point on. Let Dana respond, then we'll give you last word. So Dana, jump in there.
He is the total opposite of a sellout, because him and Michael B. Jordan, especially Ryan Coogler, he gets big budget green lights. That's rarely unheard of in Hollywood, to be a heterosexual Black man who is married to a Black woman. So for him to present this type of project, and for it to be successful. And from the beginning to the end, honey, it was all about the Black American experience, the American experience, where you had the natives, the Irish, Black, Asians, all coming into one, talking about the experience of that time for Black Americans. So I totally disagree. And here's another thing, because it had a lot of historical aspects to it, it lets me know that younger generation, my generation and younger, you need to go do your research and read upon and study American history, because if you don't understand American history and Black American history, you're going to overlook a lot of things in this movie. And you'll probably—
Let's let him land his plane, Dana. So you have the final word, please.
All right. My final word will be, it was rules. I did not feel connected to it at all. I truly felt like he could have did a better job directional wise. He could have actually made it feel like this was the Black man's opportunity to destroy white supremacy. Not just the Klan, because the Klan, like I said, is a byproduct of white supremacy, but just entirely annihilated through that perspective. Because we're watching it at this time in our lives from a time period. Okay. So if you want to make it today, let's try to figure out how you want to annihilate the idea what white supremacy is today.
Okay.
So you want to fairy tale?
Dana, we give him the last word. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, no doubt.
No, we always give the close the last word. You know that, Dana, whether we agree or not. Someone sent a donation. Charlie says, Star, did you ever watch the original Omen movie series? Sir, I saw the Omen in the movie theaters. What?
I saw it on cable.
What's that, Dana?
I saw it on cable because I wasn't born when it came out, but I saw it in the 80s.
I think it was 1975 or 76 with Gregory Peck. I was in the theater, sir, in Plainfield, New Jersey, at the Strand Theater. I saw the housekeeper or the maid, whoever she was, she's standing on the roof, and she said, Damien, it's all for you. And then she jumped in, she hung herself.
Classic.
It's all for you. Thank you for your donation, sir. Guys, sit tight on the phones. Canis Lupus, the Wolf, I got your donation. Okay, I think I may have spoken to him. I don't see a message.
I want to say one thing.
Okay, but then hold on a second. We gotta take care of money. You know how I do. If anybody wants to chime in with regards to Shannon Sharpe, I'm not kicking Shannon's back in. We had fun with the whole Freudian slip about dating younger men, but the lawsuit, I think it's bullshit. I think it's bullshit. He may have shot himself in the foot, though, because supposedly he offered that woman $10 million to settle, correct me if I'm wrong, prior to Tony Busby bringing out this particular case. I don't know, but thank you for your donation. Also, Yosef got your donation. Yosef, he says, Mr. West was, let me see if I can put this on the screen. Yosef tapping in. And David D. Cordova, I got your donation. Thank you so much. David said he has not seen the film yet. David, you have to see it, man. It's witchcraft.
No, it's not. No,
yes, it is. It's voodoo.
It's a Black American classic. No, it's not.
Dana, you are in denial of Black people using voodoo. Good. You want to say something? Come on, Dana. Let's go.
Remember, listen. I'm always going to be a Ryan Coogler supporter unless he come out with some full blown gay stuff. Other than that, and it depends on how he depicts that. But remember when he was racially profiled in the bank? So in Atlanta, you don't remember that?
I don't remember that. But go ahead.
Yeah, they called the cops on him when he went to the bank and he wanted to withdraw from his account, and they saw.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So I think in a movie when he had Michael B. Jordan shoot up all the white people, maybe it was from that, that experience of being profiled in the bank. Yeah. So he's Black. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, everybody sit tight. Area code 973. Good evening. We're talking about Kanye West accused of blowing tranny tops in Wyoming, or we're talking about the film Sinners. Are you there? Area code 973. Yes.
Peace, Star.
Yes, sir. Peace.
And Dana.
Yes. How
regarding Kanye, I would just like to say I don't really care. I'm kind of tired of him with his antics every time an album come out. I love his music though. but I would more like to talk about the movie Sinners.
Did you see it? You saw it?
Yeah, I seen it. I watched the bootleg, you know what I'm saying, 2 times. One with my girl and then one with my uncles, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I'm still
so you don't support black business,
because,
sir, you don't support black business. Go ahead.
No, I will go and watch it. I will go and watch it probably with my girl.
Come on.
But you know, I called a couple weeks ago in regards to the Voodoo, and I seen that in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, because I actually I know you don't really talk about other people's shows, but I'm not going to say the show. But I seen Brother Coogler on another show, and he spoke about that he studied the Yoruba, which is the African tribe that's the African tribe that
if I can jump in for a second, just for a second. It's not that I don't talk about other people's shows. I don't take shots and cause drama. You're more than welcome to promote someone else's platform. As you should know, I acknowledge many people on YouTube. I just avoid drama. I'm too old. That's all. But go ahead and mention the platform where you saw Ryan Coogler doing an interview, please.
It was on one of your enemies' shows. It's the Breakfast Club.
Sir, I don't have enemies, sir. I don't have enemies. Promote the show. Go ahead.
Okay, my apologies. So but Mr. Coogler, he said that he studied the Yoruba tribe, which is where Ocha and Santeria and Voodoo comes from, and they have these gods called the Divine Twins.
Bingo.
They're called the Ibeji.
Yeah.
Okay, and Dana, I love you. You from North. I always watch your show and support you from day one. You know, and I seen you one time. You was you had a sponsor, and it was a book about the Yoruba. I'm not sure if you read that book, but it was all about voodoo basically. So you support it whether you know it or not. But anyway, let's get back to the matter at hand.
Let's go
really quickly because I know your calls get back up quick.
Take your time.
One wears red. One wears red, one wears blue. You know, these are gods, deities, Shango and Yemayat. One is fire, one is water. One is fiery, the other one is water. Water deals with currency. When it was a scene with a one in blue, the twin, he was saying like, yo, why you letting them come in here for free and for cheap and all of that? Because water deals with currency, so I just wanted to drop the science on that. And then in regards to the Chinese and everything like that, I was feeling that part because basically, like all music comes from the drum, and the drum comes from Africa, So that's how that connection. And there was a black man doing like the animal styles. If you really go back to watch that part when they was dancing, it was a African type person, and he was doing the animal styles basically, which is where all of the the tiger and the lion and all of that. These are African animals and everything. Also, at the end of the movie. When he pulled out his military stuff, they revealed it at the end. American black people fought in every single war from the Civil War on all the way to the current ones that we be in. So I was feeling the flavor and the culture of the whole movie, and
Can we let Dana respond? Sir, do you want to respond, Dana, or do we let the man land his plane?
Yeah, I wanted to respond with the voodoo aspect. Yes, I did promote that book, and actually the judge gave that book a shout out, and it went to #1 on Amazon. And you were a longtime listener, so thank you. However, if you look at the movie, her voodoo is what helped save them. So sometimes you have to take that voodoo of the supernatural to fight against evil supernatural.
Well, that's what I said, months ago. I said, don't just look at voodoo as a bad thing. But my question was, and I'm not trying to, give you pushback, is voodoo the black man's true religion? That was my question. But yeah, they were, exercising voodoo in the movie. Go ahead, Dana.
Well, to answer that question,
yeah,
I don't know. I think
hang on, sir. Let Dana speak. Go ahead, Dana.
I think we're so colonized with Christianity, and there's nothing wrong with that. I would have ran to the black church and threw that guitar down, but I think that's a good discussion one day to have, because maybe subliminally or internally it is. I would say yes to that. So no, we don't practice it, So yeah.
Okay, sir, you have the final word. Go ahead.
Okay. I love you, Dana. Thank you so much. I'm definitely always going to support you. You from hometown. And also, I would like to say that, you know, that movie did show that that Black people have been practicing voodoo for the longest, even in our churches. I want to say it because our church is the only church where people fall out and get possessed and catch a Holy Ghost.
Talk about it.
So
talk about it.
All right. So like when you and I went to Catholic school, I went to St. Joseph's and all of that in East Orange. You know what I'm saying? So I know about the church very well. I'm very well versed in the Bible, and I would like to say that, you know, it's Christianity. There's nothing wrong with it, you know, but at the same time, yes, our church is different, and we catch the Holy Ghost. You know, I went to AME, African Methodist Episcopal Church, you know, which was started by the Prince Hall Masons. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You know, so peace to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. Hold on a second, guys. Folks, if you're just now joining us, we're talking about the movie Sinners. Just came out this past weekend. Dana, correct me if I'm wrong. Easter weekend. Yes. This film has done very well. A budget of $90 to $100 million already this past weekend. 71 million in box office sales. A Warner Brothers production. Ryan Coogler directed it, wrote it, and produced it. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm. What did I say? A 7, a strong 7.
You said a strong 7, maybe an 8.
I got to give it an 8 now because I have so much respect for Saul Williams. Do you guys in that live chat know who Saul Williams is? Saul Williams was a social engineer before that term even became a thing. World traveler, a poet, spoken word, pioneer. You know Saul Williams, Dana, right? Come on.
You know what? I think
you better Google him right now, guys.
I just Googled him. I'm looking at his picture. Is he from Brooklyn?
I forget where he's from, but Saul Williams is he's still doing the damn thing, and I was really glad to see him in this particular film. I'm giving it an 8. Yosef, shalom. Are you there, Yosef?
What's up? Yeah, how's it going, Star?
It's going, Yosef. Look, let me ask you right off the top, man. Are Irish people vampires?
No, but they're pretty annoying. They're pretty annoying, man. But they'll drink you under the table, so they're a good time at the bar.
we got a Jew calling Irish people annoying. Pay attention. Go ahead, Yosef. Where do you want to start? Let's go. Come on.
Hey, the devil knows its own.
Come on. Ooh.
But no, you know, I called in. I called in because I wanted to chime in. You know, you saw I dropped the donation earlier, and
I appreciate
you know, trolling aside, I think the stuff with Kanye is crazy. It's really crazy. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but less than a month ago, YG put out a song about how he was molested as a child, and
I heard something about that.
I think that's. Excuse me?
I heard something about that. I didn't do the research. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he put out a song, and you know that's a big thing. I mean, I think if more people, you know, in the limelight are coming forward about these experiences they had as a child, you know, we're getting a look at a bigger picture of why hypersexuality is so common nowadays, and why it's being pushed, and why we're seeing, you know, on all these platforms, it's like it's so in your face. And you know, with Kanye West, it's really tragic because I feel like if he, and I can't speak on the guy, what he could do with his life, because I don't walk in his shoes the same way he doesn't walk in mine. But the way I look at it is if he went and got help years ago, you know, went and saw a psychiatrist or went and got some sort of help to deal with this unsolved trauma, we might have never seen the series of crashing out he's had, because I mean, all those things, they kind of, when someone says something, you know, is extremist, they found these magazines and they were performing fellatio on his cousin, you know, at an underage. You know, it kind of starts piecing together everything. You know, that's why I mentioned the thing about him and Daft Punk. When they were working on the Graduation album together, Daft Punk came out in an interview and said that Kanye West, when he's in the studio, he just like constantly plays porn.
Okay.
And they were so like, I wouldn't say like traumatized, but they actually said like after a while, it was so crazy to them that like actually they had to like step out of the room. And then you see it escalate, and you see it escalate. You know, he's got these crazy fiascos he's got with his new wife. I mean, Kim Kardashian too. It's just, it's also, and I think that's also why he kind of went with the trying to find God route, because people they want to ask for forgiveness, and they're trying to see a light in all this darkness, and I think I think it's.
Let me ask you a question, Yosef. Do you think that Kanye West, possibly, there's nothing wrong with him? He just knows how to play the game. He knows how to troll, and manipulate the audience. Maybe he was never, in a situation with his cousin. Maybe his cousin can't speak. Hell, he's in the penitentiary doing life, and Kanye said, "Let me use that nigga. I got to get these goddamn streams.
No,
hang on. I got to get these streams sold. I got to make some Skrilla, and it's all bullshit anyway. There are no parameters on social media, so let me just say any goddamn thing. You think that's a possibility?
No, I don't think that's a possibility at all. And the reason why I don't think it's a possibility at all is everything I've kind of explained before. It all adds up, right? Okay. It all kind of, you start piecing together everything, in this, and it's not the first time, we've seen this. There was a rapper that I'm a huge fan of, actually. Like, it was out kind of in like 2007, and he had a huge Interscope deal. And he was dropped by Interscope. He was a Harlem rapper. He was definitely alternative. His name was Charles Hamilton, and he had
Charles Hamilton tried to come out over, what was that, 20 years ago? What'd you say, a few years ago?
2007. That was when that whole that era of
20
music,
years
the
ago.
blog era. And
go ahead.
And I'm a big fan of his music, and I think him and Kanye were actually connected at one point, and Red Bull eventually put out a documentary about him, and I watched it, and he spoke about being molested as a child. And when you see that, when someone comes forward and makes that type of confession, as a listener or viewer, whatever you want to call it, it almost makes it easy to kind of piece together, oh, that's why they had all these crazy mental crash outs, and they're doing all this wild shit on camera, because they're still like a child in their mind. They're like this hurt child. They still have a hurt.
But hang on a second, Yosef. If memory serves me correctly, Jimmy Iovine signed him. Was it Interscope? Where was it? Charles Hamilton.
Jimmy Iovine signed personally.
He never dropped an album, right?
No, it's because they dropped him before.
Yosef. He never dropped an album, right?
Well, no, he had an album coming out, but Interscope dropped him before the album
dropped
came out.
An album. That's my question. That's what I remember.
But no, but you're hearing what I'm saying. The album was planned to come out.
I'm asking you a question. Did he ever, not what did he record? Did he ever drop an album? That's what I remember. He never dropped. Charles Hamilton.
Yeah, under Interscope, he never dropped an album because they released him from the label because they thought he was a basket case.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead. And I heard some of the tracks were whack. Now, he may have been a favorite of yours, but I was hearing that his shit was trash. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's just something I wanted to kind of chime or kind of throw in the conversation, because I think mental health, I think and past experiences and these things, Kanye West is, you might think he's trolling and just doing this to play the system. No. Might be
Yosef. I don't know. I'm asking you. I haven't paid attention to Ye in years, dog. I don't care if he is or isn't. I'm just asking the question. But you don't think it's plausible that Kanye West, I mean, people used to call him a genius. You don't think that he, and then you can jump in here, don't think that Kanye West has said, hey, you know what? I gotta get lit again. Let me tell these niggas anything. Then you think that's possible?
No, I think he wants out. If he says something is so crazy as this situation with the cousin, a lot of people online are was like, I'm done with him. He's not marketable anymore. And I think that's what he wanted, to have an out. Maybe he doesn't want to do this anymore.
Okay. Yosef, you have the final word, sir. Take your time. Yosef.
Well, I personally think what Kanye West is doing is if this is the case, and I think this is a great thing if this is the case, I believe that he is sacrificing himself, and I don't mean this in a conspiracy. Okay. I mean this, he's sacrificing himself. He's making him vulnerable. So more men who see this, people, and a lot of young men idolize Kanye West. He's a musical genius. He set a lot of what's the word I'm thinking of? You know what I mean? He set a lot of milestones, whatever you want to call it, in fashion, music, design, and for people to see him make himself vulnerable, I hope more young men and women see this and can come forward with the skeletons in their closet, because hypersexuality is a serious disease. I called it a disease because I believe it is a disease.
Okay.
People who are just they're fighting an inner demon, and that's the way they're curing it. And the problem with hypersexuality, kind of like, you could draw a parallel with it like smoking a cigarette, because when you smoke your first cigarette, it's kind of like whatever. You smoke your second cigarette, and before you know, you're smoking a whole pack every day, right? It's like hypersexuality is like, you might try and suppress something inside of you with just sleeping, and then next thing you know, you're going to swinger clubs and doing all this crazy shit, right? And that's kind of like,
so you as a Jew, you can get past all the stuff that he says about Jewish people, and you still support him.
Yeah, because that's just like, I just see that. I see that as like, I see that as two things. I see that as he could possibly have some sort of untreated schizophrenia, and also when that whole thing was coming out with the Jewish question stuff, he was definitely in a bad state of mind, and there was people coming in trying to take advantage of him and use their platform. Because I'm not going to say any names, but if you look at the time when he was doing all that stuff, there was two. Let's call them political commentators that were using Kanye West to boost their platform.
I don't mind you mentioning platforms. I just don't take shots at other people. You feel free.
I know. I heard you say that earlier, but I don't mention names.
Okay. Yosef, great to talk to you, man. Good to talk to you.
You too, Star.
Thank
Take
you.
It easy, man. Okay.
All right, everybody, hold on a second. Maurizio, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Rob, I got your donation. Did I bring you on? Area code 973. Hopefully I did. I'm responding to your Cash App. Hold on a second. Dana's co-hosting with me. We're talking about a few things. Bill, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Blade. Yes, Blade, I'm up to speed on what's going on with Shannon Sharpe. Terrence, I got your donation. He says, salute, hater, enjoying the show. Thank you so much, Terrence. Okay. Hey, Lydia, good to hear from you. Oh, man, I'm so glad you asked that. Guys, I'm going to have to talk about this later after Dana and I finish talking about the film Sinners. I recorded 6 hours today in my backyard from my other YouTube channel, Squirrel Party. 6 hours. And after the 4th hour, I went outside to check on things. Everything looked okay. And then after the 6th hour, and I said, well, let me take the camera in and everything. I dropped the video footage into Final Cut. I'm watching the playback, just for hot spots and stuff like that. And one of the squirrels bumped into the camera, and the tripod twisted. So I literally wasted 6 hours recording today, but thank you for your donation. All right, Dana, one more call, then I got to shift gears. Stay with me. Let me go to area code. Who is this here? Someone's been in the queue for a while. Area code 972. Thank you for your patience. Good evening. 972. Are you there?
Oh, hello. What's going on? Where are we going with it? I'm ready for all three topics, sir.
Okay. Who are you? Did you send me an email? I didn't see any donation from you.
Yeah, I sent the donation.
Not that I'm stressing a donation, but I responded to your email. You have the floor. Go ahead.
It's all good. I'm just showing love. Where are we going with it? I'm ready for all three.
Kanye, sir, blowing tranny tops, according to Jeffree Star.
Okay, Kanye, on a personal level, I done had some personal stuff I done went through on a personal level, but I think there's nothing wrong with sharing your story and putting it out there and influencing the people around you to, it's okay to do how you feel or say how you feel and get it out. It's better out than within. You feel me, Star? And showing.
I'm listening. Are you saying that you're sexually free, or what do you say? I don't want to accuse you. Have you?
No, I had.
Have you blown tranny top before? Respectfully.
Nah, if we're keeping it private, nah, but we just it's never been nothing in that. But I had an experience where I've tried something, and I know you might pick on it, but it's okay if you do, because I'll be honest. But
so I'm not picking. You have the floor, sir. Go ahead. What did you try?
I apologize. I apologize. Yeah, but no, I've had an experience before, but I appreciate the experience I had. But after that experience, like when I seen Kanye do what he did, I would like for people to think that it's okay to maybe not say how you feel in public, but basically be able to move on after the fact, selling it to somebody, because that's what therapy or counseling is in my mind. In that topic.
Did somebody hit you with the strap? Let's take our time.
Nah. I basically, like, all my life when I was growing up, they were telling me you might be this and you might be that, and I had an experience where I tried never putting it in somebody, but basically like receiving some stuff. And
say that again. So you tried what?
No, basically I might have had some time. I might have had an experience where I was on some pimping, and I thought it was okay to pimp the pimp, but they might have been on something, but I allowed them to do something that I regret. But I would prefer not to talk about it. But
okay,
it is what it is.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, and then we could talk about the sinners, and we could talk about Shannon.
Shannon's not really my focus tonight. Did you see the film, sir? Sinners.
Okay, I've seen the film, and I heard you earlier. You were talking about you gave it a 7.5 and may have went to an 8, and I felt the exact same way.
Okay.
I think it was a little boring. At the beginning, and I had already looked up the reviews, but I was so anticipated to where I basically was at the point to where I just knew I had to see it. So when I went to go see it, it started off slow, but it ended up being a great film. You know what I'm saying? I like the ending, and I watched a little preview at the not a preview. I watched the whole movie one night at the movie theater in IMAX. But then after that, I went home and watched it on, the streaming sites, if you will. And I went to a specific part, and that was the part where he was, I don't want to spoil it for nobody, but he was there was a specific like musical element in the movie where there was a lot of change and monumental moments in time where they were showing like different types of music, and I really appreciated that. And I also want to.
So listen, I appreciate you, and I thank you for sharing the little bit of personal stuff with us that you did.
Okay.
I thank you, man.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
Can I say one more thing?
Okay, land your plane.
Okay. Most importantly, I think I would like everybody to know, like, to me, the most important message is like, don't allow anybody or any bad influences into your life, because if you invite them, they will walk right in through the door. You know what I'm saying?
Well, sir, you can't leave us on that note. Now, come on. Did you walk through a door?
No, I don't want to, but I just didn't want to invade the show. But I watch all the time.
No, hang on. So that's like a cliffhanger. Did you walk through a door? Okay. Was something revealed to you?
Yeah, I've definitely been on a side of the door that I was uncomfortable on, but I feel I'm blessed to say that I made it out. But it was never a good time on the other side of that door, to where I feel blessed to where I learned.
Did you wake up and you were hog-tied, sir? Hog-tied?
No, sir, never that. Because I'm blessed. But we don't want nobody to be in that position, though.
Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, tell us what happened. What the fuck?
I'm sorry, Dana. What did you? I couldn't hear.
She said, "Tell us what happened."
Yeah, well, tell us what happened on the other side.
Oh no, I just had this. I have aunts and families that might be into voodoo and this and that, but that's the starter pack. So the second part is like of the experience y'all asking me to explain is like I've had a friend, and it was like, I was addicted to drugs at the time, and I'm going over there. Oh, I got to be PG with this, right? Or am I okay?
You have the floor, sir. Continue. You had a friend.
Okay. So
you were doing drugs. What type of drugs, sir?
I was doing drugs, but I'm blessed at the time. But at this point in time in my life, I was going to this certain person.
What type of drugs, sir? What type of drug?
It was cocaine, and I eventually ended up trying, crystal and meth, and I don't know if it was all that, but I was too well out the loop because I was addicted to the sensation of whatever was going on. But to say the least,
was a scrotum bouncing off of your chin? Respectfully.
What's up? Yes, sir. What'd you say, sir?
Was a scrotum bouncing off of your chin? We're just asking.
No.
All right, so listen, we got to take other calls. I appreciate you, man. Salute.
All right, nope.
He's just dragging and dragging. I tried, you know.
I just think when people, if you want to, don't tilt over it. If you want,
don't even mention that you ain't going. Yeah. Fuck. Then I'm gonna shift gears. I appreciate you guys. That's Dana's platform on the screen, youtube.com/@TheRealDana. You're doing your X Space when, and the topic is gonna be, are Black people racist enough?
Yes. Are Black people racist enough? That's Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. But check me out tomorrow on YouTube at The Real Dana, where I think I'm gonna do my own review of Sinners and and some other stuff. So listen, love the movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If you've seen it, go see it again. Support. We want to talk about support Black this. Well, go support multiple Black people, the director, the leading actor, and so go support and see Sinners. And thank you for having me.
Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye now. Dana with the data. Okay, all right. Let me check on the troll babies, make sure you guys are okay. And let me get www.stacyglore.com on the screen. Stacy's hiring, guys. Head on over there and tell Stacy we sent you. Okay, let me check on the troll babies. And thank you, Alex. Alex says, it's simple. The caller got some dome from a he instead of a she. Well, I mean, I didn't want to, pry, but, he sounded like he crossed over into, what did Florida Boy J call that? The alternate bussy dimension. Peace. Shabon, good to hear from you, sir. Okay, guys, sit tight on the phones. Are there any videos that I need to play? I'm not going to play Shannon Sharpe's explanation, I'm not. I think he's being framed, to be honest with you. But, he did address it. So, the credit dude sends a donation for NDA terrain. Yeah. I mean, from time to time, I do have to give out NDAs, but, I don't say anything on the lines with people, and I surely don't text with people, anything that I'm worried about them saying. But thank you for your donation. The credit dude, all right? Hey, Shani. She says, Kanye trolls with truth and is intentional. Okay. Someone sent me a video earlier of Kanye. I think this was right around the time when he came out. I forget what year that was. And Beanie Siegel accused him of being gay. Troll babies. You guys know about this? And he denounced it. So that's why I'm asking, do you think he's just trolling? I remember that interview. He was on video denouncing any type of gay activity. And he said, where I grew up, you get beat up behind that type of shit. So, but thank you for your donation, Shani. Let me go to area code 415. Hey there, good evening. Please watch the language. We're talking about Kanye West accused by Jeffree Star, or the movie Sinners. Are you there? 415.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing, sir. How about yourself?
Feeling blessed, man.
Okay.
So, Kanye West seems like he jerks off to himself and starts to cry. I'm not sure what's going on with that guy, man. He used to be the best, college dropout, late registration. But I don't know, man. He's fried. Maybe he got to LA, hit some sherm. I'm not sure what's going on, man.
Are you still a supporter of his, or has he run his course?
Am I still a supporter?
Okay.
Still a supporter.
Okay, sir, please don't kill the vibe. Do you have an opinion, or you just, I'm trying to, you have the floor. Where are we going?
Oh, okay. I want to talk about Sinners. You guys mentioned Voodoo in Sinners, right?
Did you see the film?
No, I'm getting ready.
Thank you, sir. Good night. Folks, please don't call me like we're friends. I have very few friends. This is work. This is not playtime. I don't want to sit here and pull teeth. That's called pulling teeth. You know, I got to remind you to get to it, and then you're focused on something else in the background. Please. I'm 60 years of age, and sometimes I'm fucking Aggie. All right? Let me go to area code. Hang on a second. Oh, I think this is Kuala with the T. Is that you, sir? Kuala.
Yeah, what's going on, Star?
Good to see you, man.
Nothing wrong with Kanye. Kanye is just playing the media game, and he playing it very well. He knows y'all gonna talk about him. He knows y'all gonna say negative stuff about him. He knows. Listen, do I think Kanye have issues? I think he has an identity issue, right? And I think the problem is Kanye made so much money, and I feel like he's not accepted by the people. And whoever those people is, whether it's blacks, whites, Latino, he feel he's not accepted.
Right.
And when you look at it, he did a lot. He accomplished a lot, whether it was clothing lines, whether it was producing, whether it was music. He did a lot, and he feel like he's not accomplishing something that he wants. Whatever that something is, we would never know about, right? So I feel like he feel in his heart to heart, people took advantage of him and people used him. And we hear this a lot. So when people criticizing Kanye is very smart, very bright. He know what he be talking about. And some people may not want, a lot of people be like, oh, here go Kanye again crying, or here go Kanye again. Nah, sometimes you got to listen. He may not come off authentic, but he know what he's saying. He knows exactly what he's saying. He knows exactly what he's doing. And it goes back to this. This is what I think. When Dame had all of them and Rock Nation went their separate ways, right? Mm-hmm. And Kanye was still with Jay, right? A lot of people forget Kanye.
Well, actually, Dame put him on. Dame put him on, and he went with Jay. Dame brought him in and got him the producer. You know, I mean, he had him sitting on the shelf for a while, but I just wanted to clarify. Go ahead.
Right. So, and you remember when they went their separate ways, Jay still kept Kanye around, but there wasn't no real Jay. There was no real Jay around. You know what I'm saying? Jay might say, hey, this is what everything you do got to go through me, this and that. But the reality is sometimes a lot of these artists, it's not just Kanye. Some people forget about them, right? Jay started being the president. Jay started going through his own thing. Jay started having kids. He started being a family man, right? Kanye got some guilt against Jay. Whatever that is, he definitely has something against Jay. You know what I'm saying? But the same aspect with him, then he gets with Kim. He has these kids with Kim. He might see some things in that relationship or seen some things with that family that he disapproved or he disliked and stuff like that. So everybody, sometimes you just got to sit there and listen to him. You may get mad. You may criticize like, oh, here go Kanye again crying. But sometimes that's a cry out for help. Some people cry out for help.
Let me jump in right there, Kuala. I can appreciate everything you've just said. I don't hate the guy. I don't dislike the guy. I just don't care about his life. I got to be honest with you. If he needs help, he's a grown-ass man. He's got handlers. He's got yes men. Then he should get help. To my knowledge, he's no longer on medication. So I agree with you. I think he knows what he's doing. Hell, he just put on a goddamn I'm going to call it an outfit because I think that for those who don't know, I forget the name of it. They wear those in Spain. It's a religious celebration. You know, he wants the shock. He wants the value. And it seems to be every time he releases a project. So I'm not going to fall into the whole deep dive of talking about molestation with him because I think it is, you know, fabricated to some degree. Go ahead and land your plane.
Yes,
did you see the movie Sinners, Kuala?
No, I didn't see it yet. I'm going this Friday to see it. But I would say this. If you really think about it, think about this. When Kanye was doing music, he was producing, he was on top of the world. Nobody can touch him, right? Then he went to gospel. He started going to these churches and all that and started doing music and everything. And people wouldn't accept him. They'd be like, nah, nobody's accepting him. That ain't Kanye. Nah, this and that, right? So he heard the negative stuff coming from that, right? Then he went on about the Jews and all that. And then nobody wanted to hear what he had to say. But the problem with this is he wasn't lying when he was saying about the Jews. People criticized him. But Minister Farrakhan's talked about it several times. He said, and one thing I would say, Minister Farrakhan said, all these rappers and all these producers is somebody above them making more money and tripling the money that they not making. And kids, and you heard Jadakiss say one time, I don't want to talk.
Well, hang on a second, Kuala, because we're going in 5 different directions here. No, sir, I don't agree with you that Kanye was saying what he was saying was the truth about the Jews. Kanye West intentionally was cooning. He wanted to be down with the Jews. So I'm not going to give him some credit like, oh, yo, he be speaking facts. He's a goofball. He's a goofball.
Now, but
hang on. I'm gonna say my piece here. He ain't no goddamn prophet to me. He's a goofball. And in fact, Obama called him a jackass. So please land your plane. I'm kind of like done talking about Kanye, to be honest with you. But land your plane, please.
I think the problem is he wants to be accepted, wherever that is.
And I don't care. I don't care
what he wants.
I hate to cut short. I don't care what he wants, man. But good to talk to you.
Good.
Thank you. I hate to cut him short, man, but I mean, I don't want to sit here and do a whole goddamn Kanye West history. I want to focus on the bullshit. Did he bob for apples with Jeffree Star? Did Jeffree Star have his ankles behind his neck? I am not going to sit here and cry a goddamn river of tears. Area code 972. Good evening. Please watch the language. Kanye,
yes, sir. I'm
accused.
Okay, yes, sir. I just called. I'm not sure if you know that or not, but I'm.
Sir, why are you calling back? Yeah, I remember your voice, sir. It was very monotone. Why are you calling back?
I was just trying to see if anybody wants to hear from me again, or we could land the plane.
Yeah, send the email, sir. I let you land your plane. I send the email, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. I told Babies, why did he call back? So I appreciate it, but damn. Yeah, he was trying to tell us something. I gave him plenty of chances, you know. Sir, if you want to like give us some insight, I mean, I gave you a lot of time, man. You didn't. I don't know. Is this who I think it is? Area code 203. Good evening. We're talking about Jeffree Star, Kanye West, the movie Sinners. Are you there? 2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
03.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How are you, sir?
I'm well. Yourself?
I'm alive, sir. I'm alive. Where do you want to start?
So, before we get into it, thank you for not letting that dude tell that novel, bro. He smokes poles. Big deal. Nobody cares.
I don't care.
Like, Kanye the only one crying about it.
Where do you want to start, sir? Yay. What do you think? Is this a PR stunt? Do you think, there's some depth here without going back in 97 and how he feels? What do you think? Kanye West.
This PR, man. Nobody's cared about Kanye music for at least 2 years now. Last week, he said his mom was a lesbian.
Right.
Now his mom got porn.
Right.
And he's pouring with his cousin and started eating his cousin. I'm like, bruh, which one is it? And that dude trying to sell a whack record. And I think one of the other callers said it right. Nobody runs to his music, bruh. Kanye owed me $132. My dumb ass bought some of that merch in November. That boy got me, but if he's smoking post, he might need the 132 more than me. So it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I forgot about that. He said his mother either was bisexual or lesbian. I mean, why put that on your dead mom? I mean, if you'll do that, then saying that you smoked your cousin's pole, up until you're 14. That's nothing, if you ask me. Yeah, he didn't mention his mother. Come on, please.
Listen, man, he's a media. I mean, I don't want to curse on your show, but he's a media darling. I'll say, man, this dude, nobody cares anymore. 1 minute he wants to be down with the Jews, the next minute they're enemy number one. You know, it's a cycle of him. You know, so whatever. I don't even want to waste time talking about dude.
Did you see the movie, sir? Sinners. Quite a good amount of people.
I did.
Really?
I did. I would put it out of 10. I'd say probably an 8. I agree with some of the other callers where it does get annoying every time we got a story. We gotta put other people in, but you know, I'm glad that they were wearing clothes from 1930 because I told my girl, I said, if they were wearing regular clothes, this ain't a horror movie. This is real life. Them white people are really bloodsuckers.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I'm glad it wasn't about drug dealing, somebody trying to be a rapper. Oh God, I'm so sick of that formula. But
yeah,
I recommend it for those who have not seen the film. Folks, if you have not seen the film Sinners, I do recommend it. I think people should, you know, maybe take their significant other and go support it. I like that guy as a director, Ryan Coogler. Go ahead.
He's good. He usually has a strong black lead, which I like. A lot of times when we get in Hollywood, they want to turn us into a girl or a dress,
right,
and all that. So
good point.
He hasn't done that yet. So I give him props for that. You know, I don't have no beef with the Asian people. Like, at least they wasn't telling us to hurry up and buy it, like in every hood in America. So I guess I give them something on that. They broke bread with us, whatever. Homegirl was wilding though. You know, one takeaway I did take from that is black people probably don't need to put any type of people in our business because the vampires would have never got in if she didn't invite them. So
who's that?
I mean, I didn't hear nobody speak on that.
I must have missed that part. Who are you talking about?
The Asian dude's wife. Remember when Michael B. Jordan shot homeboy in the kneecap and she passed him up? He was serving food and drinks. And I guess when she saw her husband outside turn to a vampire, she was wilding and she invited them in. And then that's when the Irish dude like got that look and they started attacking the club.
Are you talking about the light-skinned chick, the high yellow chick?
No, the Asian chick. I don't remember her name in the movie, but she's the one that invited the devil or the vampire, whatever you want to call him, in. And he was like, "Come in, you."
Into the juke joint? Into the juke joint?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that high yellow chick, I forget her name, she got bitten outside, and then she came in and she bit Michael B. Jordan. To my knowledge, I don't know the part you're talking about, but good. You were saying?
No, yeah. I just took that piece of the movie to mean, you know, sometimes we just need black faces. The one Asian chick in there.
Dana says, no, she didn't. Dana says the half black girl wanted to bring them in. That's what I remember, sir. Respect.
Well, yeah. She brought them in after she got bit, so I can't really put that on.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a bottom hole.
The light-skinned mammy, sir. The light-skinned mammy bought the goddamn the vampires in.
I can't be mad at her though, Star, because she went and got that gold, man. She ain't no better. Homie sent her on a dummy mission.
Wow. You giving the high yellow mammy a pass. Go ahead and land your plane, sir. Go ahead.
What about Shannon, man? I mean, I think it's funny. I ain't gonna say you kicked his back in, but that episode was hilarious. Yeah. Oh my God. But one thing about Shannon, it seemed like every time he got a scandal, it's right after, literally hours after, we all think he might have did something gay. So, homie was on his show talking about he wanted to date younger men. 12 hours later, there's a little 19-year-old joint trying to get him.
That was a slip. That was a slip up, and it was great content. But in terms of the now lawsuit, it seems like a money grab. But hey, man, I appreciate the call. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Okay. Okay. Hey, Deeds. Yeah, that's what I remember what Dana said. The half black, the high yellow mammy. She bought them goddamn vampires. And let me look in the live chat. Yes, no? I'm not sure what the caller was saying. I could be wrong. Okay, someone says the Asian girl did invite them in. Okay, I don't know. I fell asleep on two parts and then I woke back up. But Area code 301. I'm going to take a break soon, but where do you want to start? 301. Yes, no, maybe. Are you ready? 301 in 5, 4.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I want to talk.
You have to get off the speakerphone, sir. We can't do speakerphones. Please make the adjustments.
You're not on speaker. Hold on.
Sounds a little crazy.
Hey, yeah, is this better?
There you go. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the Sinners movie was interesting. You know, the ending, I felt like the ending was kind of different. When he walked away with the white woman, it was kind of like, I didn't understand that part. And I felt like that part needed to be elaborated a little bit more. Because she had originally died and then she came back to life and then she walked away with Michael B. Jordan's twin. So that was kind of weird. I felt like the movie was good. I give it
You said the white woman or the high yellow mammy, sir? Which one are you talking about?
Oh yeah, it was a high yellow mammy, but she looked like a white woman. I thought, it looks like a white woman, but yeah, the high yellow mammy. She walks away. So my take, I know I see a lot of black women, they're upset because they're like, well, why does a white woman always win? So it's kind of weird. I felt like that part needed to be elaborated a little bit more. Like I said, I felt like I wanted them to expound on the Native Americans. I mean, that they had such a little, it was like a cameo. I wanted them to. I thought they were going to come back maybe after. And one thing I felt like the vampires, it was interesting. It felt like they were attracted to the black music. Like they really loved the black music, and that was kind of weird. And then when they were performing, it was so good. So I don't know if the music had anything to do with it. The music had anything to do with their how demonic they were or whatever. That was interesting. I felt like the guitar was such a big influence in the movie. I felt like there was a meaning behind it, but I couldn't grasp it. And I think that's why I got to go see it twice. I felt like the guitar, because the guitar killed the guy the original vampire. So it was kind of weird. It was like I thought vampires, the sun would kill the sun would have something to do with it. So why would the guitar, if the gunshots didn't kill the vampire, why would the guitar? So the guitar obviously had some meaning that I didn't pick up on, and I felt like people didn't pick up on yet. So that was another thing. But other than that,
hang on a second. Are you talking about when Sammy hit the vampire in the head and the guitar stuck in his head?
It was no. You remember? It was the head first, and then they stuck it through the back, and then it went through the chest.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was like, how did that kill it? Like, I don't understand how that killed it. So it was, I got to go watch it again. It was just, there's some things I need to pick up on.
Well, I fell asleep twice, so you could be right. But didn't the sun came up and the stake came through his back and through his heart? Yes? No?
Yeah, it came through his heart. Yep. That's right.
And then the sun came up, sir. God brought the sun out.
Oh, yeah. It makes sense. Okay, got you. See, that's why I needed somebody else. Because
the truth is the light, sir. You ever heard that? That's that old shit.
Nah, I never heard that before.
The truth is they should say that back in Durham and
truth is the light
in the early 70s. The truth is the light. So the light came, the truth, and vampire went up in flames.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense now. It's connecting the dots. Yeah. So like you said, man, I felt like there was a little bit more. That's why I give it an 8 out of 10. I felt like there was a little bit more that could have been added, but nonetheless, great movie though. I got to give Coogler.
Sir, do you know who Saul Williams is? Saul Williams.
No, I don't know him.
Icon. When you get time, Google Saul.
Will do.
Saul Williams. He played the preacher. Icon, historian, legend. I hope he's got a BET awards and all sorts of stuff. Saul Williams. I just want to say that.
Will do.
Before you go,
thanks, dog.
No, stay with me.
Yeah.
Kanye West accused of blowing tranny tops in Wyoming. What are your thoughts?
I'm not interested in that. I don't care about Kanye. Good on him.
I appreciate the call, man. Thank you. Salute.
No problem. Take care.
The truth is the light. You guys never heard that? Okay, good evening. Are you there? Late night. Are you ready?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Billy, I live in SF or whatever. Can you hear me?
Did we speak earlier? Your number looks familiar.
No, I've watched your show a bunch of times and all that, and this is my first time calling in. The reason why I had such a excitement to call in is because you brought up Saul Williams.
Yes.
And I actually used to play the guitar. I feel like I can't hear you what you're saying, but anyway, wait a minute. How do I hear you what you're saying?
I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. That's why I love you. I love you how you're about the bullshit. I love your movie knowledge. I love your music knowledge and all that. So you just kind of made me call in because when you brought up Saul Williams, and that's what's making me. I can't wait to go see the movie.
Yeah.
A couple things. I haven't seen the movie yet, so don't hang over me because I'm telling you I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm very excited about it. They're already calling it a Black cinema classic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The thing I kind of want to talk about though is that this guy Ryan Coogler, as I say his name, he's Bay Area. I'm Bay Area,
right.
And what I'm saying is that everybody's got their muses. Like he's got Michael B. Jordan, that other guy I said that earlier. His other muses kind of seems to be that guy Ludwig, the composer of the movie. Like you got people like Danny Elfman, you got people like Hans Zimmer, David Shire, who they come together with the right movies and stuff like that. I don't know if you've ever seen Zodiac, but David Shire's
I know that work.
Soundtrack on that movie is amazing.
I know that work.
It's like Charles Ives influence and stuff. And so my problem with not problem, but my thing with Coogler's muse, or just wanted to use this guy Ludwig all the time, is that it's more of a juxtaposition with the film because the films are blacks most of the time, right? So you got this white dude making the music and stuff like that, and it's kind of like postmodernism, classical music. And I just think it's just more of a juxtaposition more than it is that it goes hand in hand together. I don't know how to.
If I can jump in for a second, how old is he? He's a young guy. I'll Google it, but Ryan Coogler, he's a young guy. Hold on.
I guess he's like, I don't know, 39. He could be right around my age. I'm 40, so it's like there's many things.
Hold on a second. He's 38, and I'm not making excuses for him. He's 38. So, with regards to what you're saying, the younger generation, they don't necessarily need to always, keep it black. If you get me, they go with people that that they have a chemistry with, if you will. And I'm not hating. I'm not hating. He's from Oakland. He is a recipient of 10 NAACP Image Awards. 10. Okay. So we're not talking about some lightweight. Okay. But let's go back for a second for those who don't know. Saul Williams. He's from New York. I forget exactly where. Saul is. He was born in 72. He's 53. For those who remember the Slam film, the independent film in 1998.
The Slam film. Yes.
Good. You were saying
it was Saul Williams. It was Saul Williams' vehicle, basically.
Yeah, Slam. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Slam. Yeah.
You have the floor. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Good stuff. Like my girlfriend played me in that movie. My girlfriend was very like as white as it gets, right? Oh, you're talking. Hold on.
Nope. You have the floor. I'm listening.
Okay, my girlfriend was as white as it gets, with redhead, like fair skin, all that stuff. And then I was embarrassed about the fact that I already knew who Saul Williams was, when I was in my late 20s. And then, because I remember him on Def Jam, or what was it?
I do.
Even Kanye West was. I remember him. You remember Kanye West on there too in that episode or whatever? And Saul Williams heard that long ass scroll. Remember that? And then anyway, what I was gonna say is like my girlfriend at the time, she goes, have you ever seen the movie Slam? This was a random Sunday afternoon, and then I go, no, and I put it on, and she fell asleep because she already seen it a bunch of times. But that's how super black a lot of like redhead white chicks are, or something. They just love black.
Yeah.
Culture.
Saul Williams went to Morehouse and also NYU, highly educated. And again, he's well worth the acknowledgement. I was pleasantly surprised when I saw his face, and that kind of made me say, "Oh, okay, wait a minute, I'm going to pay attention to this." But let's go back to Ryan Coogler for a second.
Wait. I wanted to tell you. I want to stay on Star Wars for a second because I'm super excited about you talking about this with you. Okay, so anyway, like real quick story. My girlfriend plays that movie Slam. I saw it, great piece. And then a week later, I opened for Saul Williams, like on some serendipitous type of shit.
Okay.
And
I need you to watch the language, sir. Please watch the language.
Oh yeah. Sorry about it. So I opened for Saul Williams a week later. It was so random. He found me playing, or another guy, manager, found me playing at a club somewhere. So I opened for him in Oakland, in Fruitville, and then great show. And he did the last poem he did. So I opened for him, and then I remember him doing the last.
Did he smash your girl, sir? Can you get to the point?
Bam.
Sir, did Saul smash your girl?
Yeah, right. Yes. I don't think he would have wanted to. She was like a little happy one night, actually. Okay. He wasn't in that type of mode. I met the guy, and he had like disciples he had disciples all surrounded by him, and they all had names like Neo and Morpheus and all of this different shit. I mean,
sir, watch the language again. What are you doing? Come on.
Okay.
All right, listen. I have to ask you, with all due respect, are you tweaking? What's going on? Are you tweaking?
No, man. I've been drinking a little bit, but like, I'm just excited to talk to you, man. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
I need you to land your plane on the with regards to the film Sinners, please. Land your plane.
Okay, what do you want me to? No, I already covered what I wanted to say about Sinners. Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
I wanted to talk about Kanye for a second.
I got to take other calls, sir. I appreciate you. 901. Good evening. Please watch the language. We're talking about a few topics. Are you there? 901.
What up, Star? What up?
Hey, who's this?
This Rarely Riches.
Hey, man. What's cracking?
Man, I'm trying to talk about this Sinner movie, man. I give it a 9 out of 10. I love it.
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it the day it dropped.
Let's go. Okay.
Hey, I've been cussing people out because they haven't seen it yet.
Come on.
Yup. You know, millennials love vampire movies.
I would say so.
So that's one reason.
I would say so.
There's one reason a lot of people been showing out to see the movie. You know, people who really don't care about the FBA history part of it. They just trying to see some vampires. You know, but that's my favorite thing about the movie, that it kind of showcases the FBA history around that Mississippi Delta area. Because, you know, that's where I'm from. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. You know, Memphis part of the Delta, you know what I'm saying, too.
Very rich history down there. Very rich history. Go ahead.
Yeah. My whole family's from around that way. So it hit home. Cause, you know, I live up here in Massachusetts. So I was just happy to go see something, you know, take me back home. You know, the movie.
How'd you get up to Massachusetts from Mississippi Delta? What the hell?
My baby mama from Lowell.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But the movie takes place during the Prohibition era and everything, and I'm paying attention. It looked like the twin may have robbed Al Capone.
Possibly.
Did you catch that?
Possibly, because they were in
it looked like
Chicago.
Look like the twins hit a lick. You know what I'm saying? And another thing I've been noticing, man, everybody on the internet talking, you know, people, you know, ignorant, they don't really know the culture. You know, people from all over the country, they ain't from the SIP, they ain't from Mississippi or whatever. They don't know that we have Chinese down that way. You know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
We got a lot of mulattoes down that way. We got the Native Americans down that way. So people are hating on the Chinese characters, hating on the high yellow character. You know, them people had a role down their way too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, one of the callers earlier, I guess he wasn't from down there. He didn't appreciate the Asian or the geisha, part. And I said, well, you know, they did have their place within that period in time, as you just said. Go ahead.
Yeah. And the movie, you know, I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't see microphone check because I kind of already know I already knew everything that Tariq was trying to put out there with that movie, so I ain't had to see it. But I do feel like Sinners even validates everything that Tariq been talking about lately. You know what I'm saying? With microphone check. You know what I'm saying? Blues.
Has he seen Sinners
R&B.
yet? Has Tariq seen Sinners? I would imagine.
Yeah, he spoke on it. He spoke on it earlier. He revered it. He revered it.
Nice.
But I was gonna say that blues, soul, R&B from down there way, that Mississippi Delta, man, that really what created hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And that's why today, you know, you got Memphis, Tennessee. When it comes to hip hop, we got some of the best rappers in the game today. You know what I'm saying? It should be no surprise that Memphis is on top of the rap game. You know what I'm saying? Or at least one of the top cities.
Where's Glorilla from?
Now,
Where's Glorilla from?
She from Fraser. She from West Side Fraser. That's North Memphis.
I gotta say this now. Now I was giving her a little smoke a couple of years ago, but man, she bounced back with that goddamn T-Pain track, right?
Man, she got a lot going on, man. I heard her music on a Walmart commercial.
That's a hot track.
But one thing,
that's a hot track.
Yeah, but
T-Pain, what's called?
But
I love her. Hot track.
But another thing though about Glorilla, she just dropped this song called Op-ish.
Okay.
And you know, I don't like this song. I feel like, you know, that's one of the main reasons a lot of these girls gonna get unalived this summer. You know what I'm saying? You listen to that song. You listen to Op-It by Gorilla. She just dropped it like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
Like for real. Like what she gotta feed the streets though. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, streets need a body.
Yeah.
So that's, you know.
Well,
but
look,
that's all I want to talk about those Sinners.
I appreciate the call, man. Yeah, I'm glad you called in. I recommend it. Man, there's some other things I'm sure I'll remember as it goes. But Voodoo played a part in this film, huh?
Yup.
Yeah,
sure did.
Have a good one, man. Salute.
Salute.
Okay, all right, yes, sir. Area code 260. Good evening. Please watch the language. We're talking about the film Sinners and Kanye West accused of blowing tranny tops. Are you there? 260.
Hey, Star.
Hey, who's this?
This is Ray.
Hey, Ray, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Where do you want to start?
I didn't see the movie. I think Kanye West is trolling. I think that he always stirs up some type of controversy, like you said, right before he has some music dropping. And when he was married to Kim, Kim and Chris did take him in for counseling or whatever it is, but he fell off the bandwagon. He never followed through with it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I want to touch on just a little bit with Shannon Sharpe. The thing
hold on one second. Let me just go back because salute to Kuala. He gave a nice lengthy breakdown of Ye's history, and you know, I'm not interested in Ye anymore. I mean, in terms of his issues. And you're right, Kim and her family, they tried to work with him. And I just think that he's just pulling stunts now. Everything is a stunt.
Everything.
Yeah. If there is any truth to what he says he did to his cousin, then I think his cousin should sue him or something. Maybe that is why his cousin wound up in the penitentiary. I don't know. But good. You want to speak to Shannon Sharpe? Go ahead.
Yeah, and then that interview he did with that black outfit on with academics, just a whole bunch of mess that he's always spewing. With the Shannon Sharpe and anybody else that's accused, why don't y'all go to the police first? And then you can always file a civil suit. Now, I'm not saying don't file a civil suit, but if you were, R-worded the way that this woman is saying it happened twice, why did you keep coming back? Why did you keep going to his house? Why didn't you go to the police? It's just, I feel like it's just ridiculous how these women come up with these stories, and maybe it did happen, but why didn't you go to the police? I'm always curious as to why. You know, I haven't had any interaction with a celebrity, but even if I did, or just a regular person on the street that violated me, I'm going straight to the police. Repercussions are not on my end. I'm going straight to police. It makes no sense to me.
I did hear.
I also wanted to say.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you up. I did hear the audio of Shannon Sharpe talking to this female, and he said, "If you say that again, I'll choke the shit out you," something like that. And it wasn't like, "Yo, I'm coming to get you to do this." He was responding to a point that she was trying to hammer home. I forget how she phrased it. But yeah, it seems like a money grab. And to your point, I think that there's more of a concern now with people filing civil suits as opposed to going to the police first. Go ahead.
Exactly. And so I heard that audio too. I was wondering if it was kind of contrived or if it was AI, because they played it on a loop, and it was only a certain section of the conversation. And then also he released some of the messages, text messages. But funny thing is, he only released the part that what she was saying. He deleted out what he was responding back. So it's all kind of, you know. But I was wondering, when I was listening to that audio, it was two different tones. It sounded like it was like kind of pieced together in my mind. Like maybe they did have that conversation, but it was in 4 different types of conversations that they pieced together. It didn't sound cohesive.
Well, I'm sorry, you said you did not see the movie Sinners?
I did not see the movie Sinners. I'm a homebody. If I don't watch it at home or it doesn't come out, I usually don't go to the theaters. The theaters here are really kind of lackluster where I'm at. I wanted to say, I happen to watch. I watch your show often, but I happen to. I needed some art direction on some labels that I was making for my company, and I reached out to Unseen. And he reached right back out to me, got everything taken care of for me within less than a week.
Nice. Yeah, that's his
literally.
That's his information on the screen right there. Great. I'm glad to hear that.
Yep, and I just wanted to let you know that, because it just so happened that I was having a hard time with these labels, and I already had a template, and he just went through, redid them for me, and got me going. And I sent them off to the print company, and they were actually quite impressed, because what I brought to them was not up to par, and they were very impressed. They were very impressed with his work, and so was I. So
thank you.
I just wanted to let you know that.
Thank you for telling me about one of my sponsors. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.
You too.
Bye now. Okay. Let me bring in one more call here before we close out the night. Area code 347. Good morning. Please watch the language. We're talking about Kanye West and the new film Sinners. Are you there?
Hi, Star. How are you?
I'm good. Who's this?
This is Lee from Brooklyn.
Hey, Lee. How are you?
Good. Well, thank you. I think I called your show like a while ago. I've been called. I'm calling because I want to just express how I feel about this whole Shannon Sharpe thing. Very quickly. I believe, in my opinion, Shannon Sharpe is a gay man that has been trying very hard to prove to us that he's not. The whole Michelle scandal, and even before the Michelle scandal with the stylist, and even before that I'm not even going to go there. I really believe this is an elaborate scheme. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I really believe this is an elaborate scheme that he has Tony Busby included and this girl.
Wow.
And I think that this is just an elaborate scheme to prove to the world that he's not homosexual. I believe, because it's just very shocking to me how he was able to come out and identify his Jane Doe the next day, or the day after this lawsuit. I find that very strange, because Jay-Z could not out his Jane Doe.
And you've got your third eye open. Now, hold on a second. Even if he is a quote unquote gay man, you're not saying that from a position of malice, correct? You're just saying this is what you,
correct.
What you
I
think.
This is how I feel.
But
correct.
if he is, you don't wish any ill will on him, right?
I would never.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear because, I'm very careful not to defame, slander, or say something by way of reckless disregard.
Same as I.
Reckless disregard for the truth. Now, hold on a second. I'll give you a little pushback, but I'll let you land your plane. I don't think this is an elaborate scheme, as you just said. When someone gets accused of sexual assault or rape, the fallout can be crazy, not just by way of, corporate sponsors, deal endorsements, and all sorts of things, but it can be damaging, for someone like himself who so heavily revolves on, being on these platforms, ESPN, I think CBS, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he would do that just to hide the fact that he is gay. But go ahead, land your plane. I'm hearing you out. Go ahead.
And I understand everything that you're saying, and I hear you, but I think that he is that desperate to prove to us. I believe. I watched my mom. They used to call her Mrs. Howard Cosell. She's the biggest sports person, and I used to watch Shannon because of her.
You said Howard.
Just little things about him.
Did you say Howard Cosell?
Yeah, even little.
Okay.
They used to call my mom Mrs. Howard Cosell.
Okay.
She was a big sports. And even like watching Shannon back in the day, just little things. My mom used to say, he's a funny guy. I don't know. Anyway, okay. All I have to say is I'm going to land my plane right here. I'm going to say that I understand you're saying that all these deals and everything, he would never. Shannon Sharpe has way enough money.
I'm not saying never. I'm just saying I don't think. But now,
don't think? Okay,
I don't know. I don't know. But can I ask you this with all due respect? So you're saying that there's no lengths to where a homosexual down low to where a down low man won't go. There's no lengths. He'll do what he has to do.
I'm not saying no. I'm saying that Shannon Sharpe. I'm not saying Eddie. I'm saying Shannon Sharpe does not want
a down low man.
A 56-year-old baby boomer that is not going to. He will give up everything before he lets the world know that he does what he does, and that's. I really, really believe that, and I believe that this whole lawsuit is going to go away, and everyone is just going to. It's going. Oh, it was frivolous. It was not true. But he was the man. He was. You see all the. Oh, I'm going to put a baby in you, or what all this stuff that happened. All of this now is in us. So now, Shannon, there's no way that no, Shannon, you need to come out, stop the nonsense, and just be yourself, is what I have to say. I'm going to end it there. This whole thing is going to go away, and it's going to be, everyone's going to get paid off. You're going to see. This whole thing is going to go away. Okay. It's going to be another scheme. I can't wait to see what he does next.
Well, now,
thank you.
Okay. So the movie Sinners, you didn't see it?
Excuse me?
Sinners, you didn't see it? Sinners?
No, I didn't. I didn't see it. Unfortunately, no, I didn't see it.
Any plans?
Definitely. Of course. It's just because I'm busy and I heard you guys talking about it. I just didn't see it. I definitely will take a look. Why not? I'm open to pretty much anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you have to, but it's entertaining if you're looking for something different. It's not necessarily about, it's not about drug dealing at all and, people trying to be rappers, but, it's entertaining.
Definitely. And, I watch all kinds of things. Lots of things entertain me. I'm into the arts and all kinds of things. But that's what I wanted to tell you about Shannon Sharpe.
Thank you so much.
And I just wanted to say...
And I think he's Generation X. I don't think he's a boomer. I could be wrong. I think he's Generation X.
I'm not really sure about that because I'm 38. So I think I don't even know about these XBs, whatever. I'm just saying he's an older man.
Right.
And just that he's never going to go out. He's never going to tell us if he is. It's never, ever going to happen.
Right.
So I just think that I hear you completely. It's just my opinion. It's just how I feel. Because I see how it happened with Jay-Z, and I see how it went down with this. And then Tony Busby, of all the lawyers that you would choose.
Tony Busby is a snake.
Everybody in the chat.
He is a snake. So you could have a plausible theory. Thank you for your call. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night, guys.
Okay, good night.
Nobody knows I'm on the brink of something. My heart's will go. All the colors exploding. Nobody knows I'm on the brink of something. My heart's will go. All the colors Nobody knows.